If you're interested in comic book conservation, please join us on Facebook at the Comic Book Conservation Community, where we have a gathering of experts in the industry, and you can ask all of your questions that you need to know about what you need to do to conserve and preserve these beautiful works of art. Please join Dr. Paul from Liberty Hill Comics, Phantom Phil from Phantom Restorations, and myself, Captain Larry from Flying Owl Comics, every Sunday night on YouTube. At 8:35 p.m. Eastern, we talk about everything comic conservation and what's happening in the market. So please come join us. You can find us at Liberty Hill Comics on YouTube and Flying Owl Comics on YouTube.
Okay, so we're going to press on with Captain Marvel. As you can see, the pages are really in bad shape. That spine roll really did a number on that. We have our wormholes down here. So we're not going to do any repairs, no conservation on this. So what we're going to be doing is just de-acidifying and correcting the spine roll and pressing everything back into shape as best we can. And we'll keep a universal label. It's going to be low grade. I'm not expecting anything more than, say 2.5 for this book when it's done. So let's press on and see what we got. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of all these folds and straighten everything out. And so when I come back, I'll have all the wraps ready. So the Captain Marvel book is pretty much done as it's going to get. We had horrible spine rolls, but we have a couple of pages, a couple of wraps that we need to repair here. The first one here, this is actually the center wrap. It's got extensive tears on the edges. Remember, this is the one that was crumpled up and loose on the inside of the book. The staples are blown out, so we're going to have to reinforce these and fix these tears here. And I have another interior wrap that it was mashed together. We straightened it out, got all the folds fixed on this. It's a nice clean break. So I'm going to do something I don't like to do. In an effort to keep this as a blue label, the only thing that's acceptable to do a repair like this, other than, leaf casting is going to give it a conserved, but I'd like to retain the universal label just out of curiosity we can do it. So, mending tissue. I hate mending tissue, but this is the only way that's acceptable to CGC as a tape repair. So we're going to go ahead and put mending tissue on this back spine here. It'll be on the interior. You're not going to notice it, but we'll do our best to get this in. So let's take a closer look here. As you can see, it is a significant split. It's it's easily a good 3 inches, maybe 4. Yeah, it's closer to 4 inches now that I look at it. So we'll go ahead and do this repair, and we'll come back. Okay, and for those of you that haven't worked with the mending tissue before, it's an archival pH balanced tape, basically, is what it is. So you just apply it, and it's really activated by pressure, and we use a what we call a bone sealer here. And if you haven't worked with it before, you just gently press down in a circular motion, and you notice it's starting to become a little bit transparent, and that's what we're after here. This basically is activating the adhesive. It has a little bit of stickiness to it, but this is what's causing it to really bond to the paper. I don't know if the camera is actually picking this up. So a little bit of heat friction here. We're basically rubbing it into the paper itself. You got to be careful. The harder you rub, the more chances of you slipping and tearing and all the things we don't want to do. So it goes fairly quick. I'll go over this a couple of times with the tool. Be careful near the edges here. And basically we're just rubbing it in a circular motion, and if we want to make sure we don't press too hard. And then this does make it a little bit transparent. It's clear that there's tape here, but like I said, for CGC, this is absolutely 100% acceptable. In fact, it's the only tape repairs that archivists use to hold documents together. Okay, that's it. So all I'm going to do is just trim this little edge off right here at the end. Get that off my map. And that's it. So that is how you do a archival repair. This is on the back side. So when the book is assembled, this is what you're going to see. So, tear repaired. Okay, so both pages are repaired. This is the one that had all the tears in it, and this is the center wrap. I've reinforced from the back side the staple holes, so we'll need to pierce those. But this one was this is probably in the worst shape. This one's kind of almost wadded up, if you remember from the original video, and fully detached. So there's tears here, sides, down here at the bottom, all over, but they're all sealed now, so it's now a whole page, and this is an acceptable repair for CGC. So let's go ahead and fold everything up and reassemble the book. Okay, we're at the point of reassembly now. The book, the spine correction has been completed, and so it's time to reinsert the staples. So you've seen me do this before in the other videos. I have a particular way that I do things. So we'll start with this bottom staple. Keep the orientation correct. And again, I don't bend these out to 90 degrees because we're going to tear up the paper. So we get it set up. I'll go ahead and take and put my hand underneath. I've got a couple of alignment pins and leave one in there to maintain the alignment and the top one stay in place. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove this top one here. And remember the longer leg is always on the bottom. Well, not always, but 99% of the time the longer leg is on the bottom. So it goes in at a 90-degree angle like this. Let me bring this down a little bit so everybody can see. So I have the staple. I put it in here at a 90-degree angle, and then we just tip it in. I can feel it with my finger on the other side. So put it all the way through like that, and then we rotate it 90 degrees. And the reason we're doing all this is so we don't tear up any paper. And as I've said before, this is probably the most tedious, nerve-wracking part of comic book work, is reinsertion of the staple. Sometimes, and I'm working with 16 wraps here, so it doesn't always go as planned, of course. So I want to make sure I still have a good alignment. Keep this pin in there. Okay, I can feel it all the way through. And try not to move anything with the paper. So rotate that in, and it's through. Now, the next thing you notice I got a little bit of rise here, and this one's sunk in. What we want to do now is I insert my razor just for thickness, and we don't want to smash the paper down. So what we're going to do next is I'll flip this book over very carefully so I get a razor blade attached to it. And now I'll just go ahead and push everything in. So the legs are fully through, everything's even and flat. We got that razor blade protecting everything. So I'll start folding these staples inward. Now I'm not going to fine push them down. I'm just going to push them down with my finger for right now. You notice they're protruding a little bit here because we want to go ahead and get the top staple in first. Once we get all the alignment done, then we can go ahead and do the final pinch on this. So you can see I still got the staple here, or not the staple, but the razor blade. I'll gently slide that out. So what we don't want to do is recess this staple into the book. That could be a huge problem. Now, this, granted, this book was in really bad shape, and it's not a high value book. This was just more of a practice demonstration of how to do something and how things can be brought back from the dead, as I like to call, or being unalived. So now what we're going to do is I've got the other staple here, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust these legs for insertion. So now they're splayed out just a little bit, but not at a full 90-degree bend. Again, same thing. Try to find the long leg, and that's this one here. So I'll take this pin out, and we'll take that long leg, push it through, and I'll raise this up just a hair. I want to make sure we get everything. There it goes. And this is, 16 wraps, so I got to be careful. And like I said, things don't always work the way you expect them to. So I'll rotate this over. And hopefully the alignment will allow. It's a little bit tight. Take that pin one more time. Occasionally we lose alignment. There we go. I'm pinching this book right now. There we go. Now it's in there. So again, reinsert this razor blade very carefully. We don't want to cut the book. I'll flip it over, and now we'll just push everything in. See what that razor blade does is gives a little bit of thickness and a little bit of wiggle room for the staple. So carefully slide this back out. And I'm also going to reinsert this now because we're ready to tighten this bottom staple. So what I'll do is just gently lift this. Actually, I think we're going to go ahead. Rather than risk slicing the paper, because what I normally do is leave a second razor blade in, but I'm being lazy. So I'll just push these down, and voila. Okay, I'll raise this up. And now we have a complete book. So it's ready for, it's still dirty. It's got, folks, it's got dirt in here that is just never, ever going to come out. But the book is, it's squared up again. Everything looks great. I mean, the pages look great. There, of course, we have these bad pages in here that are all straightened out. But the book is once again complete. The spine roll is gone. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's a little bit bowed here right now. It'll have to be pressed, but this once it's done, this will line up very nicely. All right, let's get it into a humidity chamber for a little bit, and then we're going to do a press on it, and we'll come back.
If you like today's video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. That way you can get a notification when I have a new video coming out or a follow-up to this one.